Hey, good morning, my friends. It's auction time again. We're going to an auction. I believe it's an estate auction over in a neighboring town. We're headed over there. Right now it's a beautiful day, but there's some dark clouds the direction that we're going. So we hope the weather holds out and we can have a nice auction today. So let's go. Well, we're here, but Google Maps has lost its mind out here. It tried to send us down two different minimum maintenance roads, so we kind of had to find our way here. But this is the place. Talk about out in the middle of nowhere. We're probably 20 miles from the nearest small town. There's lots of stuff right off the bat. This little Alice Chalmers over here, pretty cute, but looks like everything goes. We're going to start back here in the backyard. There's going to be a ton of stuff to go through. Check out this old bell over here. An old gas pump. Lots of lawnmowers. Some reason people in Nebraska don't get rid of old stuff. They hold on to everything when they get something newer. Got some hand tools. Little traveling sprinklers, lots of garden stuff. Ooh, little slot car track. I bet you that was cool back in the day. Got all the cars there and everything. I would love to have that when I was a kid. These wagon wheels have seen some better days. Got a little heater there. Little go-kart. It's like a toolbox. It's one of the ones that like the vets used to use, I think. Gas cans, hose reels, post digger or ice auger, whatever you want to use it for. These things never hold up because they don't get drained and they break and then they start leaking when it freezes. Croquet set. One of them little hoppy bouncing balls. I remember those when I was a kid. Hoppity hop. Ice skates. Little bow and arrow set with the scabbard and everything. Little grill. A ringer. Don't know what that is. It's adjustable, whatever it is. Little juicer. Old metal lunch boxes. Big 2-burner boiler. Little milk house heaters. Nice lunch boxes. McCormick. Looks like a toolbox with a cup holder, maybe. Look at all these old metal toys. Boy, some collectors are going to love this. Little tiny dartboard. Some kind of metal sign over there. Metal little target for something. Couple old pistols. Little cap pistols. Little service station model there. Cool old toys. That's an old train set there with the transformer and everything. Looks like loads of canning jars. If you're into canning, these auctions are a place to get your jars. They're pennies on the dollar. Oh, doors and windows, I don't know if they're selling or not. Here's a heart, yard art made out of some old plow frames. Lots of spare tires and old towels. Electric pressure washer, battery charger, shop heater, old air compressor, old grinder somebody made, homemade. Here's one of those old bumper lift jacks. Just lift the whole back of the front of the car up. Old Forney welder. I used to have one just like that, but the transformer blew out in it. It's like a little homemade air pod, air compressor with all of the tools. Part of an old washer missing the tub. Radial arm saw, extension cords, more battery chargers, fence chargers for electric fences, metal tools, lots of hand tools. See if there's anything here we can't do without. Got a good selection of ice grips there. There's a nice welding clamp there for sheet metal working. Ooh, cross peen hammer. Big cross peen hammer. I don't have one that big. I would hate to swing that all day. A few knives and gizmos and calipers, inside and outside calipers. A 1/2-inch drill. Some DeWalt stuff. One of the old fancy drill presses that uses a hand drill. Old oil bottles and cans, chains. Seems like everybody made one of those seats back in the day with tractor seats. Here's those cool dollies that can be used as a hand truck or a flat dolly. You put it all the way down on the wheels and this handle goes here to push it around as a flat dolly. Like some old signage used to cover up the ground. I don't know why they still have those turned over. Yep, those are old signs down here. I don't even know if they know those are signs. There's a washer that's in a little bit better shape. Here's a Sinclair can. Boy, that's a gem. That's nice. Plumbing parts. Pipe fittings, all kinds of jugs, glass jugs. Look at all the old-timey bikes. There's a little Stingray bike there. Lots of old parts. Jars and jars of stuff. The people back in the day didn't throw away nothing. You never knew when you were going to need it again. Stores were quite a ways away. Little ball joints for something. Probably for a ATV outfit or something. Some new old parts. Big organizer. They're always full of stuff too. Lots of screws and stuff. Oh, I love this little cabinet. That's neat. Full of nuts and bolts. Really heavy, but a nice cabinet. Some kind of mounting brackets. Chains and ropes and pullers and jacks and pumps. Here's a post vise. There's a homemade tailgate. There's about a 1/2-ton chain hoist there. This is a pole saw for pruning up in high-end trees. There's a forge blower. That's nice. We might keep an eye on that. If it's free, I'll go turn that crank there in a second and see if it's free. Big old pry bar down there. Air hose reels and come-alongs. Ammo boxes. Straps are still in pretty good shape. A couple ramps. Chainsaws. Old glass pack muffler. Fence stretchers, mirrors off of a vehicle, antennas, like a headlight ring off like an old Chevy or something. There's a Chevrolet radiator cover. Old stuff. Doorknobs. Old metal doorknobs. Old metal torch. Radiator off a vintage motor vehicle. And all the old vintage hubcaps. Somebody's always looking for one they're missing. I wish I knew what kind the old International pickup took. I think they say International on them, but look at all those hubcaps. Got some stock tanks and pressure tanks. It's like an old bin, small bin. Maybe it was a above ground cistern, maybe. Metal fence post stakes. Some old school T-posts. Or those, excuse me, those are electric fence stakes. Check out these old pickups. Got a Chevy Apache. A little beat up, but not a terrible amount of rust. That could all be straightened. There's another one you could use for parts, one of these two. This one appears to be maybe, nope, not four-wheel drive. But one's a step side and one's a straight side. There's an old Chevy here. Cushman golf cart. Old Chevrolet Roadster here. Lots of brooms and axes and picks. Got a couple cob forks. Those are nice to have, but I already got a couple. CB radios. Everybody had one of those back in the day. Lots of hinges are good to have if you're making gates and stuff. Some rope. A big old brush off of something. Oil filters and spark plugs. Back in the day you had to have every kind of spark plug you needed on the farm. Lots of motors. Hacksaws. Some old tapping handle there. Everybody had a distributor cap for their pencils and pens. Some eye bolts. This is where I get most of my hardware, is from auctions. I got a good hardware stash in the shop. Little witch brooms, lots of oils, insulators, 12-volt electrical, air wrenches, calf bottles, big old grinder, dot light. There's a magneto off of something. Fairbanks Morse. Probably come off of that Alice Chalmers out there. A dolly for something. Wooden ladders, aluminum extension ladder, wheelbarrows, school desks, Deering tractor seat, Marsh Sycamore, CW and WW, Marsh Sycamore. Huh. Trap, couple chairs. Looks like to be knick-knack stuff, and hand mirror and brush comb set. Antique stuff there. Logos, pins, belt buckles, harmonica. Pocket knives, nail clippers. Food mill there. It's like an old baker's table there with bins underneath. Folding chairs. Household goods and old radios. Some old irons. China set. It's like a buffalo hide there. Another china set or knife set there. Yep. Sunday supper stuff. Boxes and boxes of books. Cookbooks. There's a spoon collection. Older people used to collect these little spoons from every destination they went to. They were collectible spoons. I don't know what the deal was with spoons, but they had the locations of where you went on them and everything. I don't know how that ever got started. Mom had some back in the day. They're a pretty good collection there. Looks to be some, what do they call that stuff? Forget what they call this. Crystal? Yeah. There's one of the little old cast iron stoves, little demonstrator stoves. Those are real popular for collectors. We'll look at it when we get to the other side. See if they got any bowls we're looking for. Pyrex. Cute little windmill. Look at these two old phones. Old wall phones. Used to always want one of these to put on the wall. Posters and clocks. Hand meat grinder there. Look at the little measuring cups. They're all like geese. Electric skillet. Mom had one of those when I was young. A couple sifters. Good stainless steel pots. Somebody's little Leatherman tool there. There's a cake pan with the cover. These are nice. There's one of those kind of 3D viewing things. But here's that little cast iron stove I was telling you about. This little thing goes up here, a little stovepipe. That. Got the little tables that go on the side. It even opens. But the salesman used to take these around to show the stoves instead of packing a whole stove back in the day. You can imagine what a full-size stove would weigh. Gloves, we'll have to see if these fit. These are even insulated. Music books. Sewing machines. Look at this old retro dining room set. That is cool. My daughter Becky would love that. A lot of these auctions you come to, you don't know where all this stuff went in the house. There's so much stuff. Here's people had their own hair dryers back in the day. Nice little cream can over there. Some enamelware over here. Some old hurricane lanterns. Oil lamps. Presto pressure canner. That still works. Mom had one of these back in the day, the little rectangular slow cooker. Let's go out here and look at some of this equipment. There's that little Hollis Chalmers. Always thought these were pretty cool looking tractors. Here's a John Deere with a farm hand loader and a grapple. Every tractor in Nebraska had a hay grapple. This thing's cool. It's got a weird kind of bucket on it. Probably flips up or something. Don't know how that works. John Deere 70. Old New Holland skidder. Got 2 buckets with it. Open station there. Another John Deere. Got the food wagon going. We might have to go get a cup of coffee here in a minute. Little pedal tractor project there. Some other ones, little car, airplane. Like a lot of parts. Like lawnmower parts from this Ransoms. Never heard of that brand. Appears to be pretty industrial, kind of heavy duty. A little zero turn and a snapper. Boy, that anvil's going to go for a good price. Washing machine. There's a, looks like brand new electric winch in the box. This is a sod cutter. It's got different attachments. It's got different blades for different things. Nice heavy wood splitter. Metal wheels, hay rake, similar to ours. Seed drill for drilling in oats or any other kind of grassy grain crops you want to drill in. Nice size old grain bin. Little tandem disc, offset disc, hay rake, dump rake. Very good shape. Drag harrows, usually drag those behind a disc. Sickle mower, John Deere. And the John Deere folding disc. It's got the 2 gangs to make it a little bit wider. 2-row corn planter. Like most of the parts are there, missing one of the lids to the seed hoppers, but appears to be pretty complete. You could probably drop some corn into this thing and it'd plant right now. Got crazy wheels on the back. That's cool. And then a furrower. Apparently this is all going to scrap as well. Got some good grater bit down here. It's a little wore out on one end, but some hay rake teeth. Those are real popular. There's something somebody'd use for yard art or something. Maybe they'll just come back here and let you do choice on any of these items. I would take these wheels right here. Make a little cart out of them or something. Those are like closer wheels. There's some more grater bit there. Yeah, I'm guessing they'll come back here and probably sell choice on some stuff. Old V snowplow. Bunch of tire chains. A couple old manure spreaders. I told them about all these old signs and they come out and flipped them up. They didn't even realize they were here. These will go really well. Even the, plus like the men working sign. I'll keep an eye on that one. Gotta go get me a number over here. Got a neat little shack. Lucky number 50. So this is an estate auction. So either the couple or person that lived here moved off the farm closer into town into healthcare or whatever, that happens a lot. Or maybe the family inherited the place and they're having to move all the stuff that was collected over the years. That happens a lot out here too. The younger generation inherits the property if they can afford the death taxes, which is ridiculous and needs to go away. But they'll come onto a property and all the stuff got to go because the old timers never got rid of anything. And nowadays you just don't need to keep as much stuff. but it's all got to go.
This other trailer load is probably not quite as valuable stuff on there. We'll maybe hold it. But if you go out back, there from that shed, you can walk behind them buildings, and it curves, and it goes clear down to the end of the trails. There's iron strung out through there, and it's all going to sell. We can sell anything you see out there. So if there's something out there, don't be afraid to walk around out back. There's some old Model A frames out there. There's old Model T engines out there. There's wheels. There's hubcaps. We do have the hubcap collection. It's over here alongside the barn.
Mike's here.
We're going to, if I can get all my help here at one time, we're probably going to run 2 rings here for a while.
He said at 1 o'clock they're going to stop and sell all the tractors and vehicles, because they're also listed online. So everything else here is live sale. And it's about ready to start, so we're going to head over.
If you do have any questions about 79, and $1 fair square, $1 D. You have to have a little more runs, $1 D, $2, and 1. Put in that box full right here. Gonna get the lever 2, 3, 2, 3. Now the box full 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3. Shoulder right there, $2 bill. Put it on buyer number 31.
$2 for lots of squares and levels. Whole box full.
We got a grave digger. And $1 for $1.
Mike got him 2 shovels, $1 a piece.
Yeah, I thought, yeah, okay. We're going to sell them all together. $2 tomorrow. It's going to be $2 bill. We're going to be 2 here. Down 4, down 3. We're going to be $2 bill. We're going to be 2 down 3. $2 bill, $2 3. So $2 bill. Put them on fire number 72 today. Fire number 72.
Hammers. Good ball peen, little.
Hey, there's good ones right there. You better smash your finger with one of them. 2.5 times. We're going to be saved on a bit. Go. Ouchie. 1, 2. We're going to be $2 bill. 2, 3.
Yes.
Yes. 4, 5, 7, 8.
Yes.
We're going to be 15, we're going to be 15, 17. You got towels? Or no, Joe box? Yeah. We're both going to sell all together? All right. We're going to sell it all together. Top and bottom, you're getting her off. I'll get her down there. We can start there. 25 if we're going to be 30 down a bit. We're going to be 25 if we're going to be 35 down 40 if we're going to be 40 down a bit. 50, 60, 70 down a bill. 80 down 90 down a bit. We're going to be 80 if we're going to be 90. Young lady going to be 90 down 100. Down 100 down a bit. We're going to be 100 down 100 down a bit. 90 here. Going to be 100. 90 if we're going to be 100 down a bit. We're going to be give 95, gentlemen. 95 now 100. Now 100 if we're going to be 100 now 100 hand times if we're going to be 5 down a bit. We're going to be 100 hand times if we're going to be 5 down a bit. 105 we're going to be 500. 100 hand times down a bit. We're going to be 100 hand times now 5 down a bit. Look at it this way. You're only risking $5 now. You've already risked 100. Yeah. 100, 105, 100 hand times if we're going to be 5 down a bill. 100 hand times if we're going to be 5 down a bit. We're going to be 100 if we're going to be 5 down a bill. 100 hand 5. Told the young lady $100. Put her on buyer number 6 today.
17 and a half? Yes.
Now 20.
Yep.
Now 22 and a half. 20 if we're going to be 2 and a half. Tell them if we're going to be 20 here, 2 and a half. So take $20 bill.
Good price.
And hold that for us.
Yeah.
One more deal here.
Thank you, sir.
A lot more people have showed up. You can see all the cars out here. They've got 2 rings going now, so they can get through all this stuff. Mike got that post jack for $1 bill. Believe that? We're both waiting for the forge blower.
3, 4, 5, 50 down 5. People going to be 50 down 5. Down people going to be 50 down 5. So, 50 bucks. Buyer number 42. All right.
Get the whole pile.
We're going to be 3 down 300 on a bit. Now wait a minute. I got him in at 250. 275.
Yes.
Now 3, now quarter. Now 3 and a quarter. If we're going to be quarter on a bill, 3 and a quarter. Now 300's here. You boys keep your trade. Now quarter. Now 3 and a quarter. Where are you going to find another one? Just start. I mean, you bet you can.
You're going to drive all over to find that. You ain't going to find that on junk, John.
No. 300. Now quarter. Now quarter. Russ is in the lead now. 300 and a quarter. 300 and a quarter. No, you're in 300. 275 is here. You're in 300. You're right. Now 3. Now quarter.
Yes.
Now half. Where we're going to back.
Yes.
Now 375. Just think about it a minute. 350. 375. I take 360. I got it's good. 350, 360. 360.
10 gallon.
10 gallon, 350, 360 dollars. Gonna be 350, 360, ton of bill housing. Sir, don't lose it for $10. 360.
Yes.
Now 370.
Yes.
Now 380. Make it bring 400 or own it. 370, 380. Look where you. 400. Now quarter.
Quarter. Yes.
Now half. You're doing a good job. 4 1/4, 4 1/2. 4 1/4. People are going to be half. 100 people are going to be 4 1/4. Now half. 4. Now, sir, if you give $1,000, they might quit. Well, I don't know. Ask them. Give 1,000. 4 1/4, 4 1/2. No, you got to be 4 1/2, Russ. Russ, you got to be 450. 435. My final offer. 435. 435. 435. Thank you, sir, for the help. I sold here. $425.
94.
94. Going. Now we're C now. Look at the rubber on her. She's got brand new rubber on her. I think he put up. Now, Gene had popped off the first. Hold out. We're going to plug them in. I run the same way in the morning when I'm cold. Takes a little bit to get me going. There you go. There you go. Is our internet up and live? Are we worldwide? Yeah, I think so. Where everything's good. We're going to get ready to go here just a clerk. You're good, Alice Chalmers C now. Right there it is. You heard her run. She sat right over there. This was Roy's personal little tractor now. And she's got knee deep, got brand new rubber on the back. The front rubber isn't too awful bad. She's pretty straight. She's not leaking a lot of oil. So get her down there. Let them sell her. You bet. Right. People going to be behind here. Get by. People going to be behind. People going to be $600. People going to be behind here. $600. People going to be behind here. $600. People going to be behind here. $600. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Get in there. People going to be $600. Go a little lake reach tractor. $600. Behind here. $600. People going to be behind here. $600. People going to be $600. People going to be $600. Sweet little tractor right there. The Chalmers C right there. Going to be behind $600.
Gonna have to go lower to get her going.
550, guys. 550.
Now they're going.
People going to be time here. 500 people going to be hand. People going to be hand. 500 and a half. People going to be hand. 550. 5 people going to be 50. Best to Karen and Alice Chalmers C. I'll get it. You've had time. People going to be time. People going to be time here. 3 going to be 3. Going to be 3.
Oh, they had to come down to 3.
2 and a half, now 3, going to be 300, that's in now, 2 and a half, we're going to be 3, we're going to be 3, now half, internet, 3 and a half, 3 and a half here, internet, going to be 3 and a half, 3 and a half, I'm 4, down 4, we're going to be 4, I'm 4, we're going to be 4, I'm 4, we're going to be 3 and a half, we're going to be 4, 3 and a half, we're going to be 4, it's in now, internet's out, 3 and a half, 4, 3 and a half, we're going to be 400, people going to be 400, 400 here, I'm 400, 3 and a half, we're going to be 400, and you're out.
75.
You got to be 400.
75.
375. Thrower's still in. Down 400. Hey, you couldn't buy the back tires for that. That's right.
Not one of them.
375. 4's in. Internet going to be 400. Down 400. 100 people going to be 85. Down 4. Going to be 400. 100 people going to be 4. People going to be 4. Down 10. People going to be 4. Down 10. 4 down 10. People going to be 10. People going to be 410. People going to be 10. 410. 400 people going to be 10.
Beating tractor, Eric.
410.
Beat cattle with that.
Going to be 410. 410. People going to be 10. Bill. Internet. You were out. 410. 400 people going to be 10. Bill. Gotta go. Put her in the bank. 410.
Hey, I don't know where you're going to find a straighter one.
Boy, you bet. 10 works good. Tires are good and everything. You heard her up. 410. 400 people going to be 10. People going to be 400. People going to be 10. 10. People going to be 400. People going to be 10. People going to be 10. 410. 410. 410.
Goodbye.
If you could use her, people. I sure thought it'd bring $600, $700, $800, but you're all here. He's going to sell it. 410. People going to be hitting on. People going to be 410. 410. Oh, there's $400. Buyer number 1501. On the bid, 13 and a half. 1300 and a half. Here's buying. God, I want to change price choice right here. I know when.
Yes, that's right.
13, 15, now people going to be 1300 and a half, people going to be half on the bill. Body's on now, going to be 1300 and a half, people going to be 1300 and 15 on the bill, now 1400, 1400 on the bill, half, people going to be half on the bill, 14 and a half, 1500 and a half, 1500, people going to be half on the 1600 on the bill, 16 and a half, 15 half, 16 half, 17 half, 17 half, 17 half, 17 half, 18 and a half, 1800 and a half, people going to be half on the bill, 18 and a half, 19 and a half, 1900 and a half. People going to be half on 2015. People going to be 50. 1950. People going to be 2 on 2000. 21 and a half. 21 and a half. 22. 22 and a half. People going to be 22 for 8. People going to be 21 and a half. 22 and a half. 21 and a half. People going to be 22 and 15. People going to be 22 on a bill. 2200. People going to be 21 and a half. Here 22 down 2 down 2 down 2. 21 and a half. People going to be 200. People going to be 22. 21 and a half. 2200. Okay, $2,150. 37. 41.
All right, the auction is not over, but I need to head out of here. I'm sorry I can't show you what those pickups go for, because that would have been interesting. But I've got a wedding to go to, so we're going to rush home, and we'll show you what we got here at the auction. We got some pretty good buys. I think that was the first time that I've experienced that auction company, and several people noticed that they were kind of milking the bid. And what I mean by that is, say you had the bid for $3, and they'd go once, go twice, whatever, and then they'd say sold $4. They would add like $1 to the sold price when they would do the actual sell. And several people noticed that. But it wasn't that much. I mean, I didn't buy anything that was that expensive, and $1's, you know, not going to kill me, obviously. But it's kind of irritating that they do that. So we're almost home. Let's go through our stuff. All right, folks, got everything in the shop because it's a little blustery outside. The wind's blowing. It's going to get cold. It's supposed to be 29 degrees tonight. So let's go through the stuff that we purchased. So I will tell you, most everything I got for $1. All of these boxes went for $1 choice. So every box you see cost $1. This was in a lot with something else. They threw it together. This is a bunch of roller chain in here, which I don't need, so we'll dispose of all that. But I've been needing to restock my nuts and bolts over there. So there was lots of nuts and bolts, real nice ones. They're not all rusty. There's like 4 boxes of nuts and bolts, and they were all labeled and in bags, all separated, so that's pretty cool. This whole box was $1. It's just got assorted stuff in it. There's a turnbuckle, and there's some more gate deals. There's a punch, broke off. That'll end up in the scrap bin unless we grind it down to make a new punch out of. There's a old punch. But we'll have to dig through all these boxes. So tomorrow, I don't have a lot better to do. I'm going to sort through all these nuts and bolts and put them away. I've still got auction stuff from the last auction that I haven't even put away yet. All these boxes were $1. Just these eye bolts and these chain links, they're worth $1 or more. You'd go spend $3 to $4 for this at the store. And all this was $1. Another gate hanger, a bunch of bolts we can use, hooks that we can use for chains. This box here was $1. I think this box was in a lot with this box, because there's not really anything that I would have wanted in this box. I forgot why I even bought it. Probably these cable clamps. So that's that. This box of channel lock pliers and battery terminal pliers I got for $1. There's 2 of them in here I'll probably get rid of. I'll probably get rid of these 2 pairs of pliers. but those are worth throwing in the toolbox there. And then this box, it's got two nice pairs of tongs in here. It's got a socket wrench for hex, or actually that's not hex, that's, what's that term for that shape? I can't remember, the 5-sided shape. But it's got a good lineup punch in here, another chisel. This is some kind of driver or something with a socket on the back. Looks like somebody's been using it for a punch. But, got a couple horseshoe or horsehoof trimmers. And then this T-handle looks like it come off of a emergency brake or something, off of something. But we'll go through there and keep what we want. It's got a nice little box. It's got some kind of bushings or something in it, but probably an old socket set or something. All kinds of machine screws and different size tacks and nails that'll get put into our hardware stash. This box had a body dolly in it. If you don't know what this is for doing hammering out dents in metal. So it's called a dolly. You hold it behind metal and then hit the other side with a hammer. So that was a good purchase. And then other stuff in this box was some more auger bits for our brace and bit set that we made up. Here's an old soldering iron. Here's some barn gate rollers. Just all kinds of knickknacks and gizmos in here. There's another bit down in here. Old wrench or something or other. An old kind of a latch type thing. Full box full of 12-volt connectors for $1. They even got the wrench or the pliers to go with it. A variable speed 3/8 reversible drill. Looks like it's new in the box, like it's barely used. It's $1. Got this lot of oil. Three things of oil and 1 thing of 2,4-D weed killer. That's probably $100 or more just by itself. Got all that for $1. All 4 jugs, $1. This old scythe right here was in really good shape. Usually they're all dry rotted and just gross and don't even work, brittle. This one's in fantastic shape. And then an old hay saw right here. I've always wanted those just for one, like for a wall hanger or something. Got both of those tools together for $1. They're originally no sale, but I went over to the table and I said, I'd give you $1 for it. And he said, sold. So I got those. Got this box here. It's got a couple whisk brooms in it and a little tiny dustpan that you could probably put in your vehicle or something. Got that for $1. And then the most expensive thing I got were these road signs down here. The men working sign, which I wanted, I paid $30 for that. That was the most expensive thing I bought at the auction. And I think this road machinery ahead sign, I like signage. I paid $10 for that. And then this little closer wheel down here, I'm going to use these for a project soon. I'm going to make like a little cart, like the cart we have for our hit and miss motor over there. So I'm going to find 3 more of those. There was 2 more at the auction, but I didn't want to wait around. I didn't have time to get them, but these are all over in Nebraska. We'll be able to find them. There was lots more that was there that was really cool that would have been nice to have, but there gets to be a point where I have enough of that stuff already, and stuff was going so cheap that you just wanted to buy it, but if you've already got 2 of them, I mean, what's the point? But as you can see, we've got to clean up this shop so we can work in it. We've got to put all this stuff away, get rid of the stuff we're not going to keep. Go through all these auction items for the last couple auctions. So hope you enjoyed the auction today. There's another one next Saturday that we're going to take you to. So we'll try to use a little more restraint there. Pretty crazy. Stuff goes cheap, so you can't pass it up. So till next time, stay safe, stay healthy. Love you guys. We'll see you real soon.